Hello everyone, my name is Kieran Dabbs, and today I will be demonstrating an application that I made using React.js. Now, this is an application that I made during my third semester at Rankin Technical College, and it is using the four components of the MERN stack, which means it uses MongoDB for the database, it uses Express.js for stuff like routing, it uses React.js for the front end, and Node for implementing and managing packages. Now, the first thing I'm going to be demonstrating is the register function, which is self-explanatory. You just create a new user, and it autofills using your information that you most likely fill out for almost any type of registering system. Like if you made a Google account or something, it'll fill in like that, my first and last name. And it'll also fill in with like emails and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not going to use my actual email for this. I'm just going to use a test email at gmail.com and a sample password. So password 1234. And if you click this button right here, it will display the password just to make sure that you've typed everything in correctly. And if you hit this nice register button, give it a second, it'll register the user, it'll show the permissions that you have, and if you go to the users right here, you can search, say, Kieran, testemail@gmail.com. Now these are a couple of sample emails that I have here. None of these are real, but they are here and they've displayed. And if I click this view full details button right here, it'll have the ID, when it was created, which is the current time, a role, which is given to me, which is a user, displayed up here, and it'll have the email displayed. Now that I've shown you all of that, I can go ahead and show you this. If I click this logout button here, it will log you out completely of the application, and it'll bring you automatically to this login page. And up here, if I click the button to go back to the home page or go back to register over here, this will work just fine, and the same thing for going back to the login. Now, there are a few roles that I've created for this application, and each of them can do certain things. And the first role that I've created is an admin account. They all have the same password. You can show here, they have permissions admin up here, and they can do anything that you want. Like if you wanted to search for a user, they can do that. You can view the full details. And let's say I don't want this person to be here right now, I could delete them. Let's go with this one that isn't quite what I want. So we have a bug over here. Stupid app, nothing works, it's unprofessional. Now this isn't really helpful. Not a very helpful bug. It's not exactly a bug, it's just someone complaining. So we can go over here, we can close it, and it will no longer display when I don't have the close thing selected. But when I have it selected over here, it'll appear right over here. And click on this again. Same ID, same with everything else. And if I wanted to go over here and edit a user, add a user, same thing with the bugs, I could do that too. The next role I want to show you is your standard user. He can do things like search for a bug. Right here, can view the full details. Same thing with the users over here, view the full details, search, find Jane Doe over here. But if you wanted to come over here and either edit or create a user or bug, or if you wanted to close any of the bugs over here, say you do not have permission, because he's not allowed to do that. And so basically, you can only really view the data. But if you wanted to go over here and add a comment, take it to this page, say there's a bug that is now fixed, say just confirm that it is fixed over here. Confirming bug is still fixed. Not authorized over here either. And so we can basically only read the data. Same thing over here, view test cases. say he's trying to test something, but he's only a user, saying he failed. Still, unauthorized, doesn't have the right permissions to do this, and so he can only do what he's assigned to do, which is nothing yet. Now the next role I want to show you is the developer role. Now they have a little more permissions because they've moved up the ladder a little bit. For example, they can edit a user. So if I go over here and select Jane Doe over here, get their ID, edit it, paste that in there. Say I wanted to change it to Jane Deere, even though that isn't their real name. Either way, I'm not authorized to do it, so I can't do it. Not letting me. If I wanted to delete Jane Doe over here, you can do that. And if I wanted to go over here, view full details, I can still do all that. I can still search for Joe over here. And if I wanted to add a comment on this page, you can see, you can try to reaffirm that the bug is still fixed. We can now do that. And if we go over to this test cases route over here, since we are a developer, we're still unauthorized to do so. Since we're only a developer, we're not a tester, not someone that's a quality analyst or a business analyst. We're not analyzing it. We're just adding some comments for development, and we can not edit the bugs either, because we are not in charge of that. We're not a quality analyst or anything like that. So we can leave this completely alone. It's not going to let us do anything with it. Now, the next role that we have here is the quality analyst. Now we can still do the standard read functions over here. We can see all the information about the pages. Not working issue over here. Same thing with the other issues. And if we go over to users, we can still search for our friend Joe. View our details over here too. Everything about Joe. But if we go over here to edit bug or user, we can see that, try to get up details over here. Alright, we try to edit, and we're not authorized over here. Try to delete Mr. Joe Rogan over here. Actually, let's delete something a little less important. Go over here if we can find a standard user. No, we cannot. So here's where our search function comes into play here. We search for a user. Looks like we only have one at the moment. So let's try to find something that we have a little less of, or a little more of, rather. We have one with a test email over here. Let's get rid of that to make it a little more professional. We can delete it. Now something we could do this time that we couldn't do last time is we can go over here to our test cases. And since we are a quality analyst, this is what we should be doing, is we should be testing things. We should find a test case over here which has failed, can submit it. We are authorized to do so, and so we can add our test case over here. And like last time, if we go over to this comment page, bug is still fixed, thanks. Try to copy and paste that, just make it nice and quick. This is just a demonstration. We can still comment. Because we are quality analysts, we can add comments about things if necessary to communicate with our team. And that is everything that a quality analyst can do. Now, the next role I want to show off is the business analyst role. Now, this is the role that can comment, can't add test cases or view them or anything. They can view the full details, whatever, and search for something that they want. But something that they can do that most other users can't is add and edit bugs over here. Now they could go over to something over here and say if they wanted to edit a closed bug and make it unclosed again. They uncheck that, get the ID over here, and they'd paste it in. They do it that way. Or what they can do is we can go through all of the fields here and just make them all tests just for the sake of it over here. Assign that to, assign it to myself, why not? I could take care of it. Approve it. And we're not going to mark it as closed. Since the ID is blank, it won't register that we're trying to add this information to an existing bug. So we'll go over here, submit it. It's been reported. We have the permissions to do that. And we go back to our bugs over here and we just take this off. So we're just search for all of them, and it's right over here. And we could close it, but, no whole use in that right at the moment because we just reported it. But, it's just a test, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Now, the product manager role is a role for this application that we can kind of skim over because product manager is normally not going to be messing with this kind of application. They're going to be managing the people themselves through an organization method like email or telling people to do that kind of stuff in person, assigning a task like an important person like that would do. So the only thing that they can do besides just view the data and all that is go over here and comment. The only thing they can do is say, bug is still fixed. Good job, guys. Like a good manager. And it'll update over here. We have another comment for this one. And that's all that product managers can really do, rather than a normal user. They can comment and they can view all the data. Now, the technical manager is one of the more interesting roles. Seeing as how they're in charge of everything to do with tech and stuff like that, they can do most things with the application. Now over here with the bugs, the only thing they can't do is view test cases, close and edit the bug, which means that they can do everything with the users. They can comment, they can go over here and they can delete a user. Let's say we won't get rid of these Kiernans because we don't need all of me. Deleted, and it's gone automatically. And say we want to edit Joe over here. Oops, made a name change over here. Accidentally have it as Joe Brick when the name is supposed to be Joe Rogan. We can go over here and select the ID of that user. Paste it over here. Joe Rogan. And you know what? Let's give him a little promotion, alright? Make him a developer. And we go over here, and we try to find Joe. Oh, he's right over here. And just like that, he's a developer. We have our promotion, and he's back to being Joe Rogan as he should be because of his email. And that's pretty much it for this application. Everything over here has been shown, all the working functions, from all the data display to the editing to deleting, everything to do with a CRUD application, create, read, update, and delete. This is all that I've learned at Rankin Technical College so far in my third semester.